Hi, this is Tim. Today we're just going to hit the surface of auto-tuning a PIDE instruction in Rockwell Automations Studio 5000 for the Controllogix and Compactlogix PLC. I was actually saving this video for after we went through the P, the I, and the D of PIDE, but I had a couple people who had issues with the numbers that I had just arbitrarily thrown into my PID. I threw in a 1 for the proportional and a 0.1 for the integral. And the question came up of, well, what if those values don't work to get you going? And yeah, it'll be difficult to kind of walk through this if you don't have at least some starting point. So we're going to do the auto tune without anything done to the PID just to get us somewhere close. Please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to our channel. We put out at least one automation video a week. And any questions that come up, feel free to put them in the comments. Your question this week can easily be next week's automation topic. For this video, we are using our Compactlogix PLC trainer, and we're using Industrial Concepts PID trainer. And we have videos on how to integrate the two, how we've set up the PIDE instruction in Studio 5000. Also, for those who are following in the Micro 800 series and in the MicroLogix series, I'll have a supplemental video for you guys, just like we did with the wiring and the configuration. And what they were talking about is if you open this up, then I just threw these numbers in here and it worked okay for mine. But what if it didn't work okay for yours? So what we're going to do is we're actually going to delete this instruction. We're going to add it back. And also we're going to add something else we were going to build on before we got there. And that is manual auto control. So what I have done is I've wired switch 1 to input 4 of the Compactlogix PLC. Now, if you still have yours wired per the getting started guide that came with the trainer, then it's going to be the one. But we have videos on how to do that. So if you have any questions, just look down in the comments. But that's already wired like that. So we're going to spin the trainer around. And we're going to make it where when switch 1 is on or to the right, it'll be on auto mode. And if it's off and to the left, it will be in manual mode. So let's escape out of here. And then actually, let's zoom out a little bit. A little bit more. There we go. And we're going to start by bringing down a second PIDE instruction. So we'll go to Process tab, and we're going to bring another one down. We'll just drag it over here. And that way we can copy and paste most of the things. In fact, we can just click this. We'll drag our PID speed command over, and we can delete its current wire. And we'll drag a new wire there. Really, that's the only one we were using on the output side. So then on this side, we have our level in inches, which is our process variable. We'll bring it over. And then we have our level set point. Bring it over. And then we had a value of 1 going to the prog request and a value of 1 going to the prog auto request. We're going to keep that value of 1 going to the prog request. But then we're going to change this one that is going to our prog auto request. Go ahead and move it over though, and change this to prog auto request. But now let's make this PID auto mode. And let's go ahead and create a new one of those, and it'll be a Boolean tag. And let's just drag that old PID over. And now let's go up back to our favorites and let's find the B naught. That's going to be a Boolean not. And so if we click on that same beginning that we have going to the Prog Auto, we can click a second one down to there. And then we're going to take its output to the manual. And what this is going to do is this going to make it when we're not in PIDE Auto, we'll be in PIDE Manual. And now we need to add some code to control this PIDE Auto mode. Now, I could write all of this in this function block, but I think here's one of the times where I think this is something you would normally see in ladder more typically. So I am going to go to our main program over here and to our main routine. And then we're going to add an examine on, and this will be local :I.data.4. And we can go ahead and put a description on that. That is going to be switch 1. And then we're going to put an output energize instruction, and that will be to our PIDE auto mode. Also, that's a good exercise in realizing that you can have things in your main routine that manipulate something in an entire other program. Since these are controller tags. All right, so now we'll go back. Now let's just compare our old one to our new one. So on this page, the biggest thing is we are using the dependent equation. So let's go over here and we'll change this to the dependent equation. And then let's go back, and on our limits, our max process variable and our high limit are both at 12. So let's go over here and add those. Now again, if I'm going too fast through this part, we have a video where we went step through this. I'm just mainly making sure I get mine all back to exactly how it was when we first put it in. I believe that is it. So yeah, nothing changed. There's all the parameters. I think that gets us there, and we're going to be working mainly with this now. So let's go ahead and delete that one out. All right, let's go ahead and accept those edits, and that should get us just like we were when we first entered the PIDE instruction. So currently we are not in auto mode, so we switch 1. All right, and that puts us in auto mode, and our output is at 0. And here's where I threw those two values in just to get it going. But let's go ahead and instead of guessing at values, let's try using the auto tune. So first down here, there is this auto tune tag, which isn't required. You see, I didn't enter it. But now let's go back and edit this, and let's make this PIDE auto tune. And let's right click it, make a new one, and this will be a PIDE auto tune. And let's accept that. And let's go ahead and open this dialog back up. If we go over here to auto tune, first we have acquire tag. And what this is going to do is it's going to lock down these parameters in this PIDE auto tune where it can manipulate them. And then you're going to see that we're going to need to put in a process type and a process variable change limit and a CV or control variable step size. Now, the trick is, chances are if you've never done this before, you're not going to know what to put in. But all right, first we can guess at the process type. And we've talked about this. This has really got a lot of different applications that we're going to play with later on with it. But I'm going to call it a process type of flow because it does look a whole lot like a mechanical flow meter. But all right, I don't know what to do with the process change limit or the CV step size. So let's click the auto tune button. And okay, it's going to warn us that there are changes that we need to do. So yes, I'm going to take those and I'm going to hit the start button. All right, it's going to say auto tune fault, mode invalid, step size 0. So we got two errors there. One is our mode, and that's not really obvious, but it is because we are in auto cycle right now with this PIDE. And that's what I added switch 1 for. So let's switch 1 to the off position, and let's hit the start button again. Okay, so that took care of our mode. And now we have a step size of 0 error. So we know we have to be greater than 0. Okay, so let's look closer at what these two values really are. So we have the PV change limit. Now that's going to be the process variable change limit. Let's just highlight it, press F1, and that's going to bring us to the help section for the PIDE. And if we just use our find and search for change, there's going to be the PV change limit. And so this is what we don't want it to exceed during the process of auto-tuning. And really, in our case, there is nothing mechanical for it to get damaged by. So really, we're okay with whatever in there. But let's say that maybe you had 0 was a hard stop and 13 was a hard stop, then you probably wouldn't want to go past 12. So that's what that's going to be. And so we'll go ahead and let's just put in 13. And then we have the CV step size. So again, we'll hit F1 to go back there. And let's search for CV step size. So this is the parameter that determines, all right, right now we're at 0. How far do we want to go to get our data for the auto-tune? And this is something we're going to play with in later videos. So right now, I'm just going to arbitrarily throw 50 at it for 50%. So we'll go back there and let's put in 50. And then we'll go ahead and auto-tune again. All right, and we got some values. Now, honestly, I don't know how I feel about those values, but okay, we got them. So let's just go ahead and go with them. And so now we're going to get a value for a slow response, a medium response, and a fast response. And that is just how fast and hard do you want to go to that set point and try to stop. And there's a lot to talk about with that. But mainly, right now, we're just trying to get started. Now, it does warn us that there's a long dead time process identified. So let's just start. Well, let's start with the medium response, because really, that'll probably be a good place to start if we were just experimenting. So we're going to highlight it and we'll set gains in PID. Close. All right, and so we should be ready to go the same as we were from our last video. If we switch 1 to the right position, then yeah, okay. And I kind of felt by those settings, it did seem like it was going to pop up and down. But we are functioning good enough to go through the rest of the series. So next, we're actually going to slow down. Actually, let me turn this off because it does kind of mess with my mic. But next, we're going to start going through what is the P, what is the I, and what is the D. What are these things that we are trying to adjust to achieve our set point? So I hope this video has been helpful. Hopefully this gives you some good starting parameters, and make sure that you subscribe and stay tuned for the rest of the series. Till next time. Hi, this is Tim.
And this is Amber of TW Controls. We run the automation store. Hey, thanks for finding our channel.
Here's a playlist with some similar videos.
And YouTube thinks you'll like this video.
Please like our video and subscribe to our channel.
And if our videos have helped you make some money and you're not using our products, please consider supporting us on Patreon.
Till next time.
See ya!